Okay, great. So I'll just give this a couple minutes. Welcome, everyone. Okay, so welcome to Wednesday, February 1st, Community Breathing and Tension Release. So if you're new, this is the beginning portion of Yoga Narada, which I teach, and it's just like a simple body release, finding some breath, finding some let go, and just kind of letting things sort of be a little bit more comfortable inside your body. So we're just kind of going with the flow. We start down on the floor. You could do this in a chair. The October series, if you look back on my YouTube channel, we did the chair all of October. So I do this every week on Wednesday at 12 o'clock Eastern time for about 45 minutes. And this is just a community free offering. If you would like any more detailed information, you can contact me. But for now, let's just get going on the floor here. So we're going to come back and have a nice comfortable seat. You're finding your seat by, I'm going to cross my feet. You can bring your feet out into a nice little diamond. You can bring your feet out wide here, whatever kind of feels good. We're just going to take a moment, find a nice little shifting in your hips, making sure your sitting bones, those two prominent bones at the base of your spine and your pelvis, are nice and sort of heavy feeling and long into the floor. We also want to think of the tail of the spine being nice and thick and long and heavy, but it has an energy. It has a lot of energy, but kind of like that long length to it with a little bit of a draping behind you. So we want to think of the tail of the spine starting up kind of at the top of the sacrum here. So we feel a sense of that density as we're finding our posture. So we're just letting the shoulders relax. You want to think of your shoulder blades, your scapula, plumb lining all the way down into your sitting bones. So we have that sort of organization through the bones. Everything else is going to organize in the soft tissue around that. And we're just going to let the eyes close and let the breath drop all the way down, feeling that you release your breath down at the bottom of the spine into your belly. So we're just going to breathe into that and just take a nice letting go breath, letting go of any external thoughts or tensions, finding a nice sense of length and release through the bones of the body and softening through all the tissues around the bones here. Let your jaw and your chin relax, and you'll feel that you start to plumb line into your tail, even at the head level. We're going to let that release and come through, letting your hips relax, your legs relax. And then we're just going to gently open the eyes. We'll take the palms together and just lightly glide your fingers, your hands in between. Feel that your breath is coming up into your hands, and we're just getting some space in between the fingers here. And especially today, create some good heat and friction there. Feeling that you're kind of warming up your hands, gathering, bringing some circulation into your palms here. So we're going to use our hands to just find this nice sort of body massage release all over the body here, different parts. We're going to separate the hands, feeling that nice energetic buzz in between the palms here. And just feel kind of like you're yawning. Breathe the palms open. Breathe into the space around you. Wherever you want to move, just feel like you're yawning from the inside to the outside and expanding into the space you have, into all of it. Feeling that you grow. We're kind of using this as a sense of stretching, but also connecting first. So we're expanding up and down around the sides. Feel that you breathe through the back of your body to move as you go around here. Sort of yawning and just sort of opening these little crevices. We're going to reach out through the palms, gather from the space around you, through your hands and just hover over your eyes, feeling that warmth over your eyes, breathing out and washing over the face around your eyes, using your breath to just kind of let go and release any tension around the face and eyes. We're going to take our middle fingers and we're taking a nice massage into the brow bone. So we're going to exhale and carve from the inside to the outside. There's a little lift up into the hairline here. And again, breathing out, releasing any tension above the eyes, holding. We do a lot of holding in the face too. And then from here, we're going to come underneath the eyes. So we're going to take our index fingers and bend a little right along the orbital bone. So we're going to exhale and sweep. Try to relax your face and not tense against this, but just let go and let the massage come through, kind of like when you're in a spa and you're just laying down and you're, getting a facial or something really pleasant where you're just letting that release happen. And then we'll take our fingertips. We're going to just scrub up and down, very surfacey on the forehead, breathing out. Just feel like you're just sort of ironing out the lines, moving the lymph under the skin around, and just kind of detoxing anything held in the forehead. So many nerves and tiny muscles in our face. And then we'll come around to the outside of the eyes, very, very light circular massage, almost not even touching, right? So just the surface of the skin. And then we'll continue. Now we can use more pressure. We're going to relax the jaw. So we're in between the upper and lower jaw, and we're going to really kind of poke and massage. These jaw muscles are more tense and more tight, and we're going to kind of dig in there and move around and really kind of get in there. And of course, you'll find where you need to go on yourself. And then we're going to come up above your ears into your scalp. We have this nice little scrubbing, lifting motion, feeling that lifting pressure away from the ears. We're going to come around the ears towards the back of the head. We're always lifting up and going back, feeling that we release any pressure there until we're all the way around to the back of the head. So at the bottom of your head, that little crevice where your spine meets, right? That's the occipital area. We're going to massage side to side. So you want to breathe into your hands and just take that nice little scrubby motion side to side. You can go out a little bit wider towards your ears, breathing into that. And then we'll come in closer to the spine. Now we're going to take a deeper circular motion, going from the top, making your way all the way down the back of the neck, and just breathing into that until you've reached the tops of your shoulders. Now from here, we're going to take our fingertips and we're going to just kind of dig over top of the shoulders, take a nice sweep, massaging and sweeping any tension or tightness away and just shaking it off the hands. And then we'll go back again. Find the breath. We're going to exhale, sweep, and shake it off. And then we'll go back one more time. Maybe you're choosing, go wherever you feel like you need to go there, and just letting that release off your hands. Now from here, interlacing the fingers, we're going to yawn, turning the palms up. Find that lift from your inside up, lifting up and lengthening from the center, and just kind of wiggling a little bit, feeling that you get a little bit more release through the hips and the low back, and also feeling that your abdomen kind of engages as you're stretching, right? So we feel sometimes we need to elongate to feel things wake up. Just like yawning, it's very natural. We're going to come back through center, find that nice little softening of your tail. We're going to let the arms just drape down. We're hanging the arms down. We're going to take a nice little sweeping circle. The elbow pokes up. We're going to breathe through the side ribs, just like a little kind of Ferris wheel. We go up and over. Exhale, we're hanging. And then we roll forward, around and down. This is the bottom of the Ferris wheel. We're going to inhale through the ribs and up. And exhale, over, hang, around and down. So we're letting our shoulder blades move and massage around the back of the ribs. So it's called scapula mobility. We want to let the shoulder blades move around so that all of that muscular tissue gets sort of unstuck. And then we're going to change direction where we'll exhale over to the side, hang this way, release forward and down. Find that nice little pokey elbow to breathe into the ribs, side and up. And exhale over, around and forward. And inhale, elbow. We find that nice expansion through the ribs up. And exhale, around and down. Inhale through the side and up. Now from here, finding that lift right through the midline up. Feel like you're lifting and you have that imaginary line right through the center of your body lifting you up. We're going to separate the hands, keep that internal lift, and just circle through the wrist, breathing the fingers open, and just letting the arms come around and take a nice little hang open, feeling your chest open, and then just relax out of that. We're going to take our feet out in front. So you want to think of this again like yawning, but we're going to relate into that midline a little bit more. That now that line goes down through the legs, right? So it continues. We're going to bring your right foot out, right palm up, left hand goes behind your tail. We're just going to yawn up and over and let the chest and arm hang open. So we're breathing through the chest a little more and just relax and change. So we go through the other side. We've got the leg and arm. We're breathing through the center to open and release and change. Finding that nice lift. Your back palm helps you get a little bit over the tail and release. And again, so we're just yawning up and open and release. Now from here, you can separate your feet a little, take both arms out. We're going to circle through the wrists and the ankles, breathing and circling, breathing through the fingertips and the toes. We're making our way down to just relax, hanging your palms, bringing your palms to the floor, hanging your head over, and just taking the weight of your head forward and seeing how far you go. You're not trying to go really far. You're letting this relax and breathe. And we're going to just exhale through the nose. Gently drop your head as you exhale, just to let go a little bit more. Maybe you're holding in the neck or in the low back a little. We're just kind of little bobbing, releasing here with the breath. And then just hanging through center. Now we're going to use the head to sway. You're going to sway from one side to swaying to the other side. So we feel that the weight of the head, we have that nice old elephant feeling here, and we're just shifting through the bones, breathing through the bones, letting the muscles soften up and release a little bit. You can obviously breathe. You're going to feel breath through the back of your body, through your back ribs. Now we'll let the hips roll more. We're going to shift over to one side and rock, and shift over to the other side and rock, and shift over. So we're sort of peeling from one side to the other. Now we're going to feel that little lift, the low belly. We're going to lift up through one hip and walk backwards. So we're lifting up and walking back. We're using our little sits bones to lift and using our low tummy here. We're dragging the legs so that we feel a nice release into the hips and through the sacrum, and finding that shifting. And then just relax to change. We're going to come forward. So you're going to lift up and drop. Use your sitting bone like a little foot. You're going to push down to send the other one over. Push down to go over. So you're literally walking through your hips and your legs are following along, which is kind of what happens biomechanically. So we're trying to get that going. We're going to just relax and hang the head over. Relax and breathe out. Release through that again. Find your long, heavy dinosaur tail. We're going to draw the tail down. Let the breath come in and up through the front belly, in and up along the spine. Now, as you almost get all the way up, your tail is longer and heavier. It's a brontosaurus dinosaur tail. And that tail drawing down lets your chest breathe open, right? So we want to let that tail naturally open our chest without trying. Now from here, we're going to just relax out of that. So now we found our posture, release. There's a little scoop in the belly. We're going to use our fists and just take a nice little drumming, breathing right on top of your sacrum on your tailbone. We're going to breathe and drum. Get into that release there. You can go right on the bones, and then we're going to go out along into the glutes here. So getting into the upper glutes, into the back of the hips here, and then come back in. Go up the sides of the spine towards your ribs, and back down again. And then we're going to take our fists and just drop right into the back sides of the hips. We're just kind of bouncing off and releasing and breathing. So we're just letting any tension that's being held. We want things to kind of shake around here. So you're going to let go. And then we're going to take this from one side to the other. So we're getting a nice flush from the back of the hip, sending any tension or tightness down and out through the feet. So we have that sort of little bit of a momentum impact there. And now from here, we're going to open the palms, but loose with the hands here. So we want to use the heels of the hands. We're fluffing up around the sides. Go to your hips all the way up there. And you're going to think of your IT bands, the sides of your legs. We do this nice sort of scooping motion, letting this release. We want lots of jiggling and shaking around here. So we want anything that's sort of stuck and holding on. I don't know. It's probably not good to give meat references, but you can think about that for a moment. Just sort of think about how things get stuck in your fascia and in your muscles. And we just want things to kind of loosen up here. We're going to come down above the knees. We're going to take our fists and do little pats, breathing out and patting. We're going above the knees, all around to the inside. And then we're going to come up right over the tops of the knees here, right into over the joints, breathing into that. And then we'll take our fingertips and just take nice little taps, feeling a nice little vibration right into the kneecap, the patella. We want to feel that vibration travel through the joint. And we're traveling down the shin bones. So we're going to tap. And again, these vibrations are really important for waking up your nervous system. So we don't have to really move big to wake things up and release, right? And connect. So we're going to go down to the ankles if you can and tap, going back up the shins again. Now from here, lean back, use the heels of your hands. You're just going to massage and lengthen and breathe out. So we're breathing out, lengthening along the quads. So right into that, we have our thigh bone, our femur bone. We're releasing and massaging. You can give really nice pressure here. Make sure you go maybe a little bit on the inside, a little bit on the outside. Finding that length there. You're going to feel lots of little lumpies here because the muscles cross over each other. Then we're going to come down to the outside of the shin, loose hands. We're fluffing again around the outsides of the shins, kind of impacting the peroneals here. Breathing into that and just letting that kind of loosen up. Any tension being held there, releasing between the knees and the ankles, right? We get a lot of holding. And then we're going to gently bring the feet in to let your knees hang out to the sides, whatever feels comfy. We're going to use the tops of the hands. Now we go down on the inside of the hips. So we're going in this downward motion and letting go of any tension here. These are the adductor muscles, releasing along the inner thighs. Follow that line all the way towards your knees. You don't have to go too heavy, right? So if you're feeling that you're tender or more sensitive in any area, you can just adjust how much force you're using because you're doing this to yourself. So you want to be nice to your body. We're going to flex through the heels, find a little engagement through the calves. Take a deep breath. Exhale, drop into your calves. So we're just going to breathe out. And again, this is another area. If you're feeling tight or tender, if you're a runner and your calves are chronically tight, you can just start small with more repetition. So you don't want to drop from a high place, right? That's the most amount of force. but we want to just experiment with what feels good, breathing into this. Make sure you get into the lower part of the calves, down into your Achilles a little bit. And then we're going to take our hands back behind us, relax the legs out. We do a nice little shake out on the floor. Relax through the back of the knees, and we're going to we're going to wiggle the tail to shift in the shoulders. We're going to come back through center. Bring your right knee up, inhale. We're going to exhale. Let the leg go and change up, release. So we're finding that lengthening along the floor behind the knee. Feel like your tail lets go towards your where your heels are going. So your tail lengthens towards your heels. Now here, relax. Just let the feet hang. We're going to do tiny little taps and turns, just rolling in and out, feeling that nice little touch and let go. And again, we're just kind of moving through the bones here, massaging into the hips and letting that release, kind of waking up all the way down into the toes. Let's take the feet back in. We're going to go through the feet a little bit more now and just kind of roll through the ankles, breathing through the ankles, starting to focus on your feet a little bit more. Feeling the ankles release and let go a little bit there. We're going to relax the feet down on the floor, just comfortably. Take your fingers and massage into this inner heel area. So you know where there's that nice little groove underneath the ankle bone on your heel, which leads into the arch. This is the adduction line of your foot. We want to kind of really dig in there and massage and open that up. Also, this is giving us a sense of waking up the inside of the ankle and the foot. This is where we start to roll in when we feel weak or when something happens in the ankle. This can let go, or if you have really high arches. Now let's come underneath the feet and just take a nice, maybe using your thumbs, really deep, mushy massage from your heels into your arches, working all the way up into the balls of the feet here. And just kind of let that mush around and breathe and feel your own feet, right? So you have all these tiny, tiny little muscles and bones, lots of it going on. But we want that just to kind of let go and mush around a little bit. Sometimes these little bones can actually move a little bit more easily, so we can help them a little bit more. Let's go underneath the toes into the balls of the feet. You can kind of dig underneath your toes and massage where your toes start to come out from your feet actually, or whatever you have, right? Whatever you're standing on, you're going to massage into where that tip is. And then we'll go underneath and spread the toes apart wide. Hold that space with your hands and just breathe into that, relaxing your feet. Gently slide your hands out to let go. We're going to take our hands back behind, bringing the knees in together. So we have the legs coming together, right? But we want to feel that the outsides of the hips, where the sits bones we're going to feel like that comes together to bring the knees together. We're going to bring the hands behind. There can be a little scoop through the tail, a little tucking under. We're going to walk through the feet, through the midline. We're going to exhale, roll from heel, balls of the feet, toes. Your toes pull your heels forward, make a little dome. We're going to exhale. Feel like your feet are in sand. You're going to feel the sand come through your toes as you lift up. Spread your toes apart. Exhale. So we're really kind of gathering and connecting more. We're not letting the looseness come through so much, right? Now we're going to reverse it. Hopefully we're more open from what we did to go over with the toes. The heels are going to drag the toes back. So you want to relax your arches. Feel that the whole sole of your foot is breathing and expanding into the floor, going up, over, and exhale, drag back. Let's go forward one more time. Gathering, we're going to exhale through the midline. So we feel a connection from our low belly all the way down through the legs and out through the toes. So we're really controlling and feeling that movement and release and articulation. We're going to let go, shake it out. Let's take the feet back in. We're gonna, whatever's comfy for you. I'm gonna do cross feet, diamond shape, feet out. We're gonna lift the chest up. This is the happy hamster. We're gonna take a deep breath in, take a nice big massage around. And exhale, release. You're just going, massaging your belly, massaging around the sides of your ribs, and just really getting a nice flush. As you inhale, your whole chest expands here. And then we're going to release. Let's come down right into the front of the hips and just massage in there a little bit more. We have a lot of lymph here. And we're going to come up right into the center of the chest. So we just take a nice little exhale, little scrubbing up and down, letting go of any little tension that you're holding here. And then we sweep. We're going to sweep down right through the center. And we're going to sweep under the ribs, getting a little breath and release through underneath that bottom side rib. And then come back around the other side, again, under that rib a little bit, an area we don't really feel or acknowledge so much, so we're just kind of hitting all the spots here, maybe going around again. We're going to come back through the center. Relax your arms and just relax your head. You can use your opposite hand and just gently start to massage into the front of the shoulder. You can go wherever you feel like you need to go. Sometimes closer to the collarbone, right underneath the bone. That can be a little bit tight. You're just going to move around. You want to kind of get into that lymph again, into the front here, the mushy parts. You want to kind of breathe and move in there and release. You can move your head and just let go for a moment from the neck. Relax. Head goes over wherever you feel comfortable. Breathe into this shoulder, the shoulder blade, relaxing and hanging down. Focus on that over how far your head is over. So we want to just feel that the shoulder releases the head. Rather, the head cannot really release the shoulder here. We want to use gravity to let go. And you can kind of, like I said, if it feels better to move with that, kind of an untangling, go ahead and do that. Now coming back through center, relaxing, we're going to exhale and just sweep the arm up and over the shoulder. Little pat on the back and over. We're going to exhale and again, and again, and again, and again. Oh no. I don't know if everyone can see me, but this just paused for some reason. Sorry, we have to pause for a moment. One of my devices isn't on. Interesting. Hopefully they will all come back. That's it. And again. And coming back to center. So, I'm sorry, I just have to check this out. I don't know why. Oh no. If people on the Instagram can see me still, can somebody write a message? Oh, we're back. I'm sorry, my connection went bad for a moment. I think I lost you and then you came back. I have no idea what that was because I didn't lose Wi-Fi. So I don't know. Anyway, so we're doing a bunch of those pats, right? Like a million times probably. So now, okay, relax the arms. Now we're going to let the tail relax. Take a deep breath. Find that nice lifting inside your body. You're going to inhale and lift all the way up. We're going to exhale, release the arms down and out. So we want to feel that length up as we let go down and out. Let's find that softening in the tail. Again, the breath lifts you up. Breathe into each little vertebrae. You're making space, lengthening, lifting, lifting, lifting. As you connect into that, you're strengthening, letting the arms go. One more time, softening. Let the breath come in right through the center up. Feel that your long, heavy tail goes down to send you up. And let it go. Now we're going to shake it all out. Shake it all out through the shoulders, the elbows, the wrists. And again, this is that shaking off the bones, breathing out and just kind of moving around here, letting the breath release all the way down into the wrists, into the fingers. We want that nice fuzzy feeling, letting go, especially our forearms, right? Breathing out into that. And then from here, once you have that fuzziness, we're going to interlace the fingers and just kind of compress and let go. Try to just gently draw your shoulder blades down here. They like to kind of poke up. We're going to breathe, and you can shear the heels of your hands a little bit forward and back, finding that release there. And then from here, relaxing, just let your breath go and massage and roll the wrists around. So as you let go more and breathe out, then you find your momentum, whatever rhythm that is. We're not going to force this. And then go the other way. So whichever way your brain didn't choose first, we're going to even it out. And then we're going to release and just feel the palms open, just squeezing in and out. We'll just go lightly through this today, feeling that the fingers breathe open. And now from here, so we're going to come up. Today we're going to go a little differently and kind of stand a little bit more. So let's come around onto hands and knees. Now we want to feel that connection through the midline on our hands and knees. Let's organize. So we have a plumb line from your hip down through the knees, and we have a plumb line. Make sure sometimes your shoulders like to lift up here. Gently draw your shoulder blades down so you can find that plumb line and probably release some neck tension. If your shoulders are tensing up, the muscles are going to shorten a little bit into the neck. We want to draw the shoulder blades down, if that's comfortable for your wrists, from the lower shoulder blade, the scapula, all the way down into the heel of your hand is a plumb line. So we're going to practice you lifting through the abdomen. We're going to lift the belly up, and then we're going to let your belly go, let it release. Your spine's going to move a little bit, but we don't want the bones to move so much. We're going to inhale, lift up. And we're using gravity to let go. Now, if you want to take this a little bit further, come down onto your elbows. Now, if you can keep your hands flat, do that. You can make a fist if you really want to. Same thing, but you can just let your head hang down. We're going to practice just the belly scooping. So we're going to lift the belly up into the spine. You're not rounding your back, right? We're just using the belly. Belly lifts and belly lets go. And we scoop it up and release. Let's do one more. Scooping up and release. Scoop it up a little bit to bring yourself back up onto your hands. Now, we're initiating our movement with that intention, with that action. So now we're going to do a nice curl. We're going into flexion of the spine. Lift the belly up, and as your spine curls, you're going to look and see your belly. You're going to deepen that scoop, exhale, and push into the floor. Feel that you're breathing in between the shoulder blades wide. As you find your tail, you're going to just a little release through the belly. We don't want to fully let it go to the floor. Like in some cases in yoga, we do that. That's the cow, right? So we want to find a lift through the tail. The tail goes backwards and lets go to let your chest come through your shoulders. So we're going to lift the belly up and exhale. We deepen this, push a little bit through the palms to exhale and open wide in the back. Inhale, find your long tail gliding back to bring your chest through the shoulders. We're going to lift your heels, tuck your toes under, a little bend in the elbows as your tail goes back. Now we'll take this into the curl. Feet go long. Inhale and exhale. You're seeing your belly, tail tucks under. Inhale, tail unravels, heels lift up. And exhale, tail pulls back, elbows bend. And again, one more time, lift. And exhale, curl. Inhale, lifting up. Find that long tail to bring your chest through. And exhale. Now from here, we're going to think of that midline and just relax your feet. Take your right foot back, tucking your toes under and reaching through your heel. We want that nice release in the heel first. So thinking of that center connection, breathe into your center as you glide your heel back. We're going to glide the leg back as much as you feel comfortable with and then come back in. Again, we're just kneading from one side to the other. Toes tuck under, find your heel. Let your heel start this. Heel goes, leg goes, and come back in. And again. So you're making sure that you have some sense of center when you're stretching, right? We're always coming from a place of balance, or we're creating balance that way. Releasing through. And this way, you're not going to hurt yourself. You're aware of how much force you can push against, given how much connection you have to maintain. So you're never going to go into a position that compromises your joints or your tendons. That's not good. So now from here, we're going to lift the heels, tuck the toes under. If your knees are okay with this, bring your hands back to your knees. We're going to hang the tail back over the heels. If your heels can go down to the floor, excellent. We're going to hang back, hang the arms over the knees, and just find that release of the tail down. You can use your hands to shift a little bit on your feet, breathing the feet open. Take your hands really close to your toes. Take a deep breath. Exhale, we're going to push into the floor and stretch the legs. And then you can separate your feet a bit here. Hang your body over your legs and shake your legs out. And you can just do a little swaying. So bend one knee and sway over. Bend the other knee and sway over. We'll just go really gently with this. You're swaying over the bent knee and swaying over. And if you're only hanging up here and swaying over, that's fine too. This all works no matter what level you have to be at with your body. Hang through the center. See if you can take hold of your elbows and just breathe out. Find some weight from your tail through your heels down and feel, if you can, pull your elbows towards the floor, breathing into that release. We're going to find that lift in the upper belly. So right where your stomach is, we're going to lift up to the ceiling, let go of the elbows, and feel the arms literally just hang. As you breathe in and up, you're lifting the stomach so you can drop your tailbone down through your heels, breathing into each little vertebrae, getting that connection and length and sort of decompressing. We're lengthening, finding the length into the front of the hips. So before you know it, with that long tail down, we're just nice and upright, and we have this nice opening feeling in the front of the hips. So now that we're standing upright, we're going to just see if you can just touch your heels together here. Your toes can have a little bit of space even, so whatever's comfortable. But like when we were sitting on the floor, you want to feel like your sitting bones, the outsides of your hips, have this slight gathering sensation to connect you through that midline, right? So in that effort, if your heels don't come all the way together, that's fine. You're going to start here first. Your legs, as you get more connected, will come in more, right? So now from here, we're going to take the arms all the way up. Inhale. Now we're going to do a squeezing breath. We're going to exhale. We have a little bend in the knees. We're going to exhale, scooping through the belly. We're compressing and squeezing and squeezing and squeezing. You can squeeze the fingertips, the toes, the eyes. Breathe out as much as you can until you don't have any more breath left. As the breath comes in, float open. So this is a nice compression release. And again, we're going to start the breath through the low belly. Exhale. Let the breath expand you up. One more time, finding your exhale, squeezing it out, compressing and releasing anything negative, physical, emotional.
using your breath to just sort of help it push out of your body, making space for new stuff. Letting the breath come in. We're going to let the arms be up. Now, as we exhale here, there's a little bend in the knees. The elbows come forward, and we float the arms down and around. We're going to hang the arms down. We take a deep breath in and just feel kind of like you're taking off a shirt. We're going to inhale, lift up. Feel the tail go down as you lift up. Stretch the legs, open the chest and arms. And it's like you float down to the bottom of the ocean, bending your knees. We're going to ripple through the spine. Inhale, find that lift. You're breathing into your spine to move your arms and legs. Inhale up. And feel the chest open. You're sliding down. Tail goes under. And again, you're going to push into the bottom of the ocean to push yourself back up to the top. And you reach the top, come out, and you float back down. Now we're going to come up through the center, find your tail right through the center down. Your left middle finger is just touching the side of your body. The right middle finger goes up. Breathe through the midline. Inhale. And that right middle finger reaches up as you shift. You're shifting over and letting your head drop down. Exhale. Breath comes in through the center, letting the arms float around. Breath comes in to change. And left middle finger reaches up to shift you over. Exhale. Letting the breath in, feel the chest open, releasing the arms around. Breath comes in. And middle finger starts there. And exhale. And breath comes in to open. Finding center first. And middle finger reaches to help you lift and slide. And coming up. We're going to come through center, taking a deep breath in. We're going to inhale, gather the arms a little bit in the knees. Stay here with the legs. Exhale, push away. Keep pushing away, drawing the shoulder blades down and wide until you come up, lifting and stretching through the legs. Now we're going to reverse the rippling. The tail rolls down and under. The arms drape through the front. Exhale. You're going to push down to go up. Lifting up. And that long tail pulls you down and under. Exhale. Releasing the shoulders. Feel the breath along your spine as you come up. One more time, find that long tail pulling down to release your arms and your chest. And this time we're just going to let the arms hang down, come all the way up. And just find that nice length and openness, circling the shoulders, releasing and moving around. And you can just kind of shake it out. Feel that sense of length through the tail end of your spine. Like I said, it's the brontosaurus tail from the top of the sacrum, drawing down really long. And then just kind of think about that today as you're walking. So you're draping your long tail behind you all the time. Excellent. Sorry about that connection situation. I really don't know what happened, but I'm glad everyone came back. Thank you so much. So yeah, same time, same place next week. Anybody has questions or anything or comments, let me know. And lovely to see you all. Thank you. Bye.